Okay. Making sure you get the best yield out of your crops. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to get more from your crops and have been asking some questions about fertilizer and herbicide and whatnot. So I'm gonna do a little video here about how to get and obtain this 65% yield bonus. So, alright, spread fertilizer twice, plus 25% each time. Now, what that means is, um, see this light blue? Okay, now this will be your first portion of fertilizer. It can be done either before planting or with planting, um, whichever one you choose, really. Um, Generally, most of your seeders inject fertilizer with the seed as anyways, so you're kind of taking care of it there. I myself, I fertilize after I've planted. When I plant, my field turns the light blue, and then I usually would wait for weeds, which once the field is full of weeds, then I send out my sprayer with herbicide. Side note, you cannot spray for weeds until they are visible on the field. All right. Uh, so that covers fertilizer. All right. Uh, Now spreading lime. Every 3 harvests, your field is going to turn. Oops, wrong way. Your field is going to turn this light blue color right here. Um, uh, Now, to get that extra 15%, you got to make sure you're covering the whole field. Um, Generally, um, I kind of try and plow fields and lime all in the same go. I kind of try and keep all of my fields on a schedule. If you notice, I'm trying to get this field right here actually back into schedule. That's why you see only half of it needs lime. And this field here should be back on track with the rest of my fields um, on my next planting. Now, uh, lime, you only have to do this every 3 harvests, like it says, to get the plus 15% every time you harvest. Um, Generally, your plowing, periodic plowing, is going to come up every third time too. So these two fields here that I own, they're red, but I can guarantee you they are probably blue underneath the red as well. So, depending on what crop you have there, if you're planting with a sower, you can spread lime um, right over top of the field without plowing it. But because my field needs to be plowed here, um, I'll probably plow it and then throw lime on it. But I also kind of want to modify this field, and as soon as you plow once, fresh dirt, you, it automatically needs lime. So this is a good time to modify your fields to get a bigger one if you want them, and it kind of keeps everything all on the same schedule, meaning in 3 harvests, this field section right here again will need plowing plus lime. So that's how I'm going to keep this field on to the same regimented schedule that I have for the rest of my fields. Um, so for those of you playing on the flat map is really awesome if you really want to get to first start getting the hang of the soil composition and working with all of your difficulties on, because one, you have to make your own fields, meaning you're going to be setting up your fields on a schedule right from day one, meaning once you plow them, you're going to need to lime them. Um, and then your first planting will be your first round of fertilizer, making it this color of blue. Then you're going to go to weed. Once all the weeds are covering your field, then you send out for your herbicide. Wait until your field's ripening. Um, Now, if you're playing with crop destruction on and plant withering, etc., the stages of yellow through to orange is just the timeline you have to harvest that crop. So these are freshly ripe fields right here, meaning you got about a full day, the remainder of this day, to get that crop off of the field before it withers. I personally don't play with withering on because my fields have gotten so large. I can't keep up with them. Um, Mind you, cotton doesn't wither for the most part, but the other crops do. Uh, I recommend if you're playing with plant withering on to only do so in multiplayer because you just need the extra hands to do so. But again, this is me. Maybe I'm just being a chicken, But again, I don't play with the money cheat on my maps. Um, all of this has been done with loans and the money I start off with. Thanks for joining me, and